Section 6, page 56. A center point without center is the most sacred center. You must use weight instead of force. Weight can move freely. If you use force, then you need to generate that force. Either will be too fast or too slow. Gravity from the earth is your root. Wherever you go, this gravity is with you. Don't perform fake relaxation. Don't use local relaxation. Unless you really relax, you cannot generate the real water wave. I would like to advise you to learn as early as possible to borrow force instead of generating force. The more force you generate, the more injuries you incur. If you have a force, then other people will hit your force. If you don't have any force, how and where do they hit you? For example, we are fluid can destroy solid. When the solid tries to deal with fluid, if the solid attacks center, then the fluid float around the side. If the solid attacks the two sides, then the fluid would flow through the center. How can solid win? So you don't want to be a solid. Solid cannot flow. It is a clear target for your opponent. More importantly, liquid can change angles. It can use the opponent's force and surround you. You can't deal with it. Page 57. Don't use force means that you don't fight against gravity. When we push hand, we must pay attention forward and backward. Forward and backward are complementary to each other. Remember, Byron said, when your hand push forward, your body need move backward. That is my interpretation. Back to page 58. Who invented Tai Chi? This is like asking who invented the hand fan. There could be 1,000 old ladies who cut different shapes and sizes. How do we know who invented the fan? Popular myth attributes the creation of Tai Chi Chuan to Zhang Sanfeng. In fact, there could be hundreds of Zhang Sanfeng in the history. Why was the person called Zhang Sanfeng? Sanfeng, or the sun, Feng, in Chinese means one qian gua, one kun gua. In the middle, a vertical line connects the qian 3 and split the quan to 6 sections. We see it is yin-yang. At that time, everyone who promoted yin and yang was called Zhang Sanfeng. Thus, there are many Zhang Sanfengs in different dynasties throughout the history. Page 59. Positive and negative is the open, close. Close is open, open is close. Open, close is one unity. Don't use force, use gravity, use weight. This has to be natural, not deliberated. This is a process to help you become liquid or gas. If you think this does not help you, then you may choose not to practice this particular one. There are multiple ways to reach your goal. If you are inspired and discover a better one, then that is fine. Even better, you discover and understand we don't have fixed process. For any particular level, you have understanding for that level. You will never stop improving. Don't go straight line, go a circle. The better you are at Kung Fu, the more patience you have. Once you learn, don't use it lightly and injure someone. Use an analogy. It is good you learn how to sharpen a knife, but you need to be very careful when you use a sharp knife. A student asked a question. Can we summarize our Tai Chi into a few sentences? The answer is no. Our explanation is just an analogy. The principle is in the nature itself. There's no beginning, no end. Whenever you have a root, then you will have a broken root. But water is not the same. There's a saying, 抽刀断水，水更流, which means if you use a knife to cut the water to stop it, more water would flow as a result. That is, you can't use a knife to cut the water. For 虚灵顶劲, you are not soft, not hard, 2 ears straight, 70% looking into inside, 30% looking surface. Feet are not solid, knees not locked. If you have a 虚灵顶劲, then you must pair with 气沉丹田. Page 60. I'm now in the seclusion stage already. If I'm still a Tai Chi teacher, still had Taiji as my career, then I will not teach like this directly. I will teach you side by side, slowly teach you from one level to another level. It may take 10 years for you to learn. What I'm currently teaching may be too early for you, but I hope you can comprehend it. This may avoid some problem in the future. You may think I talk about many things that are only tangential. You may wish I would only mainly focus on the Taiji forms. You know, it may only take you 3 months to learn one Taiji style. Then what? Does that do you any good? In Taiji diagram, it is a diagram of a cosmological skin with yin and yang symbol. The line in the middle is the S shape. You may incorrectly believe this S shape is just curved lines or planes. This is not correct. If you don't understand this, you cannot have a good Taiji. This S shape is drawn temporarily. You should not see any visible lines. It is infinite large. You should not think yin and yang are separate. Thus, the middle cannot be divided by a straight line. Rather, it is an S line flowing, indicating yin and yang are joined together anytime like water. Page 61. This S-shaped line is constantly flowing. Any moment has both positive and negative, which is yin and yang. Positive generates negative, negative generates positive. You cannot separate positive and negative. Everything has two sides. For a round ball, there are no initial points. All points are ending points as well. If you really want to know this line, you can imagine it in your mind. If you consider it as a solid line, you are wrong. If you consider it as a dashed line, you are wrong again. It is neither solid line nor dashed line. Which side of the line is yin side? Which side is yang side? You need to consider it as one unit. In the beginning, you may not understand it. Thus, you divide it into two different sides. Page 62. What is the biggest thing in the world? It is the emptiness, because it can contain many things. But empty is also the smallest thing because it is so small, there's nothing there. Empty is nothing, but it is not really fake. Only emptiness is real. Nothing in the world is real. Only emptiness is real. Page 63. Using E, the mind, may not last long. It is only temporarily to help you to understand. When you reach certain level, it won't be useful to use your mind anymore. The gravity effect may not be even. When you are not using your mind, if this side sinks, then the other side would flow. This way, you start moving. Use the gravity. This is natural law. What you see may not be real. For example, when a spinning top is turning very fast, it looks standing still. When the spinning top looks like starting to move, it is the time it will stop soon. The airplane is the same. When the plane takes off, it starts shaking as if it moves very fast. When the airplane travels very fast, it is very steady. You don't feel the speed at all. You ask me, how can I punch someone without using force? I will ask you the same question. How can you use the force? Then you have to think about how. If you have to think, then it is not natural. It is not right. It is yin and yang. Yin can convert to yang. Yang can convert to yin. No matter how smart you are, you can't tell. Our trick has no forward, no backward, no inside, no outside, no beginning, no end. You must obey the natural law. Page 64. You need to sink and then flow naturally. When it is the time to sink, you sink. When it is the time to float, you float naturally. You need to follow gravity. You need to follow nature. When gravity points this way down, you need to follow this way down. If I show you how to move, then you may not listen to the gravity. You only follow the form, then that would not be correct. So don't listen to me, listen to the gravity, listen to nature. In the beginning, you may use a trimming aid, but gradually you need to get rid of the trimming aid. Water flows to lower places, gas rises to higher places. When your hand reaches certain height, can you reach even higher? When yin reaches its limit, it generates yang. This is 8 gates, 5 steps, and 13 styles. A train has to run on a track. If you always run on the track, even though you may run very fast, you may never reach the ultimate level. Our liquid and gas does not follow any track. Thus, we have freedom. No matter what style you use, the liquid can follow your change. It cannot lose, but you can lose. It won't attack you first. If you attack, it will borrow your force to hit you. This way, you follow the nature. Page 65. If you learn the real Taiji, then you learn the flow and steam. Your Taiji will be the best. You can never lose. If you cannot lose, then you will win. Some people come to me to learn Taiji. They ask me what style is my Taiji. Is it Yang style or Wu style? And they ask me to show them the form first. This kind of people are amateurish. They do not understand my water style. They may as well to watch the water in Huangpu River, which is the last leg of Yangtze River. The kind of Taiji you can understand by seeing is not a good Taiji. There are 3 kinds of people. Page 66. There are 3 kinds of people. After they listen to a lecture on Taoism, they would have different responses. The first kind is the smartest people. After the lecture, they would follow and learn. The second kind is middle intelligent. After the lecture, they are not sure. They feel they should agree, and at the same time, they should disagree. They are confused. The third kind is the lowest intelligent. After the lecture, they would laugh at the teacher. Like after my lecture, some people would laugh at me, saying they are in the business for so many years, they have never heard of water wave style. You may say, I don't understand water wave. Tornado, sometimes big, sometimes small. I don't know what to look for. To me, the tornado is playing Taiji. Many discoveries came from nature. For example, after studying the bat, people invented the ultrasound device. Page 67. We need to first understand empty. Every life starts with flow. However, flow depends on emptiness. If there's no emptiness, then there's no flow. You say you want to get rid of the emptiness. That's not possible. Other things are changing. They change from large to small. They can change at will. But emptiness cannot be generated, cannot be reduced. You can get rid of everything except the emptiness. Without a vacuum, how can you breathe the air in? Without a vacuum, how can your blood flow? Page 68. Sometimes I teach you push hand. Actually, it is not teaching. Rather, you push yourself. You gradually understand. But don't ask me to teach you some practical trick. There's no trick. If the trick exists, then you don't have to come to me to learn. Other people can teach you. They may even teach you much better. My method is like this. If you push me this way, I will have some corresponding move. If you raise your hand, I will make a custom glove for you. My glove is water glove. If you are in the steam, then my water glove is gas. The glove is just the right size for you. Nothing in this world can be much better than this. Whoever teaches you a special trick, the more special, the worse it is. Everything will change. They all belong to water or gas. The Taiji I'm teaching you now, because it is easy for me to use the form to teach you. Later you need to get rid of it. I teach you everything. I don't keep any secrets. Page 69. Pushing hand is a transition, a method to learn. If you learn push hand, you need at least 100 hours. A slight detour from the book here. My interpretation of this 100 hours push hand rule, it may be the lower bound. The minimum amount of time you need to practice. What is the upper bound? I had another video called Taiji Push Hand and the Physiology of the Brain Part 1. I used the 10,000 hours rule. It's a book called The Outlier, described by Malcolm Gladwell. The Outlier book says if you want to master something, you need 10,000 hours. Compare this 10,000 hours rule with the 100 hours rule. What is the difference? 100 hours rule is for a single move. And for you just acquire the skill, it is a minimum for a single move. You may not have mastered it. If you apply the 100 hours rule to other 13 forms, you need 13 multiply 100, which is 1300 hours of practice, which is the minimum to begin the Taiji learning. And the 10,000 hours rule would be when you totally master it, which is the upper bound. So my interpretation is that we need to spend between 1300 to 10,000 hours. Anyway, make sure you read The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. At least it gives you inspiration to learn, not just Taiji, but anything you want to master. Back to page 69. For water Taiji, you can use any style. However, you need to get rid of the original style and add water wave into it. Then you'll be free, you'll be consistent with nature. I will know your move as soon as you sink or float. This is very similar to Chinese doctor feeling someone's pulse. If you can reach that level, then other people may not understand you, which is understandable. If common people can understand you, then your level may not be too high. Page 70. First, we have point, line, plane, and cube. Then it is super cube. Then it is cube, plane, line, and point, and hidden combined with super cube. If you know the principle of spiral, you will understand Taiji. Spiral can change as yin and yang. Language has its limitation. To interpret it the same thing, it may have multiple explanations. Taiji may look easy to you. I dare you to try it. You may not understand it after 50 years. You don't know how hard something is until you try it, especially art. Taiji is an art, hard to explain. You may not do it correctly if your force is too large, too small, too fast, or too slow. Enjoy watching other people's Taiji is similar to enjoying other people's art. This is the end of section 6.